Hi, today is August the 19th, 2020, and I'm using the Enchanted Woods uh, Lenormand Oracle deck. Okay. So I'm looking at how Putin will treat Trump after the election. How will Putin treat Donald Trump after the election? How is he going to treat Donald Trump? The snake. Okay. The garden. The mountain. This is the obstacle. Oh, and he's going to leave him to face whatever consequences here that he has to. He'll leave him to his cross. He'll leave him, and the cross is a sign of burden. It is a sign of suffering, etc. And an obstacle, the mountain is a significant obstacle. It blocks. He's really not going to be able to help him. Is really not interested in helping him either. The snake and the garden, it's a double cross. That's all he's interested in doing. Unfortunately, he's not it's a toxic relationship is the way he looks at it. He's looking at this for himself. Once Trump is not viable, once he is not going to be of any use, because he won't be able to be in that sector, Putin leaves him to his burden. I'm shown that. Putin will leave him to his burden. The ship, he'll move on to other ways of getting what he wants, and getting to people that he wants to get to. But I think he leaves him to it. He couldn't care less. He'll move on to whatever it is that's going to be of benefit to him. He is not going to stick around and help him out, because the snake is symbolic of, in this deck, of deceit and treachery and a poisonous, toxic person. And the garden is usually to do with society at large, more so. So I just think of that, the fact that Trump's, could be like radioactive, so to speak. Putin just may not see him as a good investment anymore. He'll move on to another investment, somebody else that he is using as a puppet leader. That's where he'll put his energies. So he's just not going to care. There's deceit. And he will not, I don't believe, continue to show him the attention. Once he is in trouble. He's not going to show him any attention. That's what I get. And connected to his obstacle, and I believe his having to carry a consequence, a burden that he made himself. I'm shown a significant woman and the book, and there's a destiny here. There's some. I don't think it's Ivanka, but you know, and she could write a book. She'll be needing money. I don't know. This could also have relevance to the niece that wrote the book. Marianne Trump. Because it does show a woman and it does show a book, but this can also indicate a woman leader potentially, because this is about destiny, that book. It's kind of like a prophecy meant to be something that is more written in stone. I see a woman that I feel faces down a great power very bravely. And it has to do with children. So I keep getting that these things, there's something that with Putin getting in trouble in connection to something with regard to children. I think being responsible probably for, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, maybe trafficking. Wouldn't surprise me at all. You know, all these people have links. But that is what I see. I don't think he's gonna, once Trump isn't able to be of any service, which will be relatively, I think, quickly, he's not gonna, he might say, oh, yes, he might initially just kind of lead him on, but I think more likely he's just not gonna hear from him. He'll be off and on to greener pastures. All right, what is this thing with children? Does Putin traffic children? Does Putin traffic children? Or is this about all the innocent lives of children that he's had taken by his tactics, his terrorism that he's engaged in, for the benefit of his own popularity? Making accidents so that it looks like there's and blaming someone else so they'll look to him as a leader. Doing that kind of stuff. Is it that? What is the thing with children and Putin? What is this? Well, the clouds indicate that there is a lack of clarity. It might be hard to initially, this evidence or news might be hard to prove or kind of obscured. This has to do with something that is considered like a luxury, a treat, so a pleasurable thing. There is coffin. There is some. This is indicative of an end or death. And the stork is usually about, I don't know, this could be about the theft child. Okay, I'm thinking that there is some kind of a link that is harmful to, specifically to children. That I think where children should have had longer lives, maybe, but definitely with the coffin ended prematurely. There's a deliberate obstruction or a lack of clarity. And connected. I don't know if it's like supposed to be a charity, but it does something else. But there's the theft of where childhood and children are concerned. I do get that. Let me just see something. I haven't used this deck in a while. I really do like it. I just found it again. Yeah, it's gotta find stork. Change again, combined with child, and child is nearby, which can be like people, problem with pregnancies as well. Women that are pregnant, it has to do with taking their children. There's a significant change or an ending, and a theft of children, especially I think when we're looking at babies. I don't know what in the hell. Or there's something that he's held responsible for in connection to do with their health. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he's cut aid or has been involved in some means of denying children a healthy birth in his country. Because of, who knows, maybe finally all the toxins, all the accidents are starting to affect the fertility. I don't know. That could be a problem. It could be trafficking. Maybe mothers that put their children up for adoption, or that aren't able to care for them, or that they take the children from them in some way. There's something along these lines. And I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy person, but Putin is involved in a number of very unpleasant, or allows a lot of very unpleasant things to go on in his country if he can benefit from it. And I just keep getting, since last night, again, children. And with Marco Rubio, it was children at the border, but with Putin, it has to do with children. It has to do with, I think, some of these children dying and trafficking. There's like making a significant change where children's lives are impacted, very young children, and particularly feels like the loss of them. And this deals with theft with the mice, so that's what's making me feel like it could be trafficking, taking them, trafficking them out through adoptions or whatever bull he's doing. There's just something peculiar, deliberately made to be obscure. But he has a connection to something that's impacting children. And it's highly significant. It's causing some of them, I believe, to actually die. But not that that's ever mattered to him. There's a key person who I think may be involved in that behavior with him that makes a decision. They come to a point where they have to make a decision. Maybe in what they share or what is revealed somehow with regard to this, what they know. Yeah, there's the son, some information from somebody very close. And it's, God, I hate the fact that it's a ring, you know. Usually this is indicative of someone that's very close to someone, a close relationship. But the sun reveals a specific person, or no, there's a specific person that's close involvement in this that I think it gets revealed, caught, or comes forward. And this is a gentleman, and this fox is indicative that he's sly, shrewd. So I feel like there's a man that's going to come forward, and it's going to affect Putin's reputation. There's after the election also. So there you go, Trump and Putin. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video.